It's a character that I played for close to it, well, almost 12 years. So clearly I have a great love for that character and an affinity to her. And I always loved her. I loved her passion.
So the last time we saw you on the CSI franchise, your character, Catherine Willows, was in the finale for your return, but obviously you left the show before that. I've read that you actually initially, because you initially left the show because you needed a break from playing a character for so long, and you were even a bit hesitant to return this time around. But what ultimately made you decide that this was a good move for you?
Yeah, you're right about that. I did leave because I was, for better or worse, I felt like the character, having played it as long as I did, it was a little, became a part of my identity, and I needed to step back and try other roles. But yes, to what brought me back, I mean, you know, it's a character that I played for close to it, well, almost 12 years. So clearly I have a great love for that character and an affinity to her. And I always loved her. I loved her passion, her swagger, her conviction, her relentlessness to, you know, uncovering the truth. And, you know, I just thought, what would it be like to, it's such a rare opportunity for an actor to be given, you know, a chance to reprise the role that, you know, he played a decade ago and for a while. and, the story had to be a good reason why. I mean, it couldn't just be something that was going to be a flash in the pan. It really, and along with the showrunner Jason Tracy, we came up with a combination of his idea of like the Vegas casino hotel that I inherited from my father, played by the late Scott Wilson. And because there's always stories, especially with the gambling world, there's always unsavory characters in that world. And then what I wanted to do was that somehow bring in the impact the show had on girls and young women going into the field of going into this field, becoming criminalists. And so, like, whether it's Catherine's a mentor, has a mentorship to a few women, a scholarship program. So it was the marriage of those two, which I really felt solid about. Like, this is something that I can really get behind and something that I fully believe in and have passion for.
Now, coming back and getting reacclimated into the world, how was it working alongside the cast who are, you know, now they've already done the first season and you came back into the second season?
Well, they couldn't have been more welcoming and gracious towards me. And Paula, who's the lead, she's just, first of all, I'm such a fan of her acting talent and skills. She's just got brings so much humanity to the role and pathos. And so that alone is great, working opposite her, but she's just so kind and gracious, and as are all of them. And the producers, it's just been to walk onto a set of a show that, you know, they've, like you said, they've already gotten have a rapport. But they made it seem like I was just, I'd been there forever. And in a way I had, obviously. So I walked on with the set with a lot of confidence because I'd played that role for so long. But then I walked onto a set that just gave it up for me, just so much love. And I feel the same way about them. So the mutual respect it's just overwhelming.
It's also very interesting to see how Vegas is used as a character because the city has so much going on and there are different types of crimes. So what types of crimes are you guys tackling in this season, this time around?
Well, boy, I'm also reluctant to say too much because you don't want to reveal too much, right? Boy, what did the one of course, you always remember the one you just shot. It was, what I was doing in it was the processing honey, like from honeycomb or bee, and because we were trying to extract volatile organic compounds to detect the presence of humans, because they can do that, right? And from the pollen that's near, you know, a basin where bodies can be buried. And what else? Oh, I there's a gadget called the Ramen spectroscopy, and Catherine like gets so excited about this piece of equipment by saying, "Oh, ramen spectroscopy! It's right up there with coffee ice cream. It's damn near perfect." I mean, I love that she's like gets so like excited as if it's, you know, the best sex she's ever had or something. You know, that amuses me.
How much research? I mean, obviously you've been doing this for so long, but it always amazes me when I watch these like crime shows or legal shows and the vocabulary that you have to use to describe some of these crimes or some of these illnesses or whatever. How much time does it go into you having to remember these words and like fully grasp what you're speaking about? How much research do you do involving all of that?
Well, initially when I was doing the show, I did several ride-alongs with a woman that was, my character was loosely based on this woman out of the Vegas crime lab, 𝐿'𝐴𝐿, and she was like, just being around her was invaluable. And I still remember, and I witnessed an autopsy, and you can't not unsee what you've seen in an autopsy, right? But also more recently, with some of the terminology, you know, it's first learning it, getting it out of your mouth, like take after take, but just like trying to understand what exactly it does. You know, I compare it a lot to just like cramming for an exam when you were in school, because you drill, get it over with, and like, whoo, thank God, right? That's over again. So, and then it kind of goes right out your brain because
you're on to the next episode. So
yes, you're on to the next episode to learn some more science. Yeah.
And outside of CSI Vegas, you're also on one of my favorite shows, which is All Rise, which is now on OWN. Well, first of all, congratulations. I actually saw a screening for the mid-season finale at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Vegas in August. So congratulations on it, you know, returning. And what are you hoping for moving forward with the show?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I love working on All Rise. I love the cast and the vibe on that show. It's from day one. Seriously, so the pilot on.
Fans really fought for it to come back too on another.
Oh, I mean, they're almost like directly responsible for it, like having found life on OWN. And so I certainly hope that it returns. I can't imagine it wouldn't. And how it will work out with CSI. I mean, we worked it out this season. At times it was a struggle because I was working quite a bit and there was a lot of dialogue and sometimes just getting myself to work, you know, and like, which freeway do I go? I'm like, where am I going today? So, but if both of them can happen, great, you know, awesome.
Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to speaking to you next time, you know, for season 3 and 4, and hopefully for All Rise again.